Ready? Hello and welcome to This Week on Q. I'm your host, Darek Lambert. Joining us this week is Quincy University's own head baseball coach, Josh Rabe. Rabe enters his 7th season as head coach at QU. As a former MLB player, Rabe has brought his baseball knowledge and Hawk pride back to the field to create a powerhouse of a baseball program. Kicking off the 2017 season, the Hawks went 3-1 over the weekend in Millington, Tennessee. They dropped their first game to St. Joseph's College 7-1 and then ended the weekend on a 3-game winning streak. The Hawks beat Kentucky Wesleyan in a doubleheader 4-2 and 14-6. In the final game in Tennessee, the Hawks shut out Tiffin University Dragons 10-0. Coach, thank you for coming down and talking to us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Could you, kind of walk us through a little bit how you're thinking the team's going to do this year, 2017 season?
Start off with, as you mentioned in your introduction there, I'm 1-6 in season openers, so it wasn't no surprise that we dropped the first one. But we played pretty well the final 3 games in Tennessee, and I expect that's how we're going to play the rest of the year.
Good. I know the team last year's losing some faces like Ryan Snyder, David Jacob. How is the team kind of adjusted to losing some big faces like those?
Yeah, it's the habit of college baseball. Kids graduate, kids get drafted. We can't re-sign them like they can in professional baseball. I wish we could. But new team, new guys have to step up. Guys that played behind those guys.
Right.
They've been waiting for their chance to play, and now is their time. It's just a different club offensively. I think this year's shift towards pitching depth and pitching quality instead of just trying to outscore people.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a different type ball club that we've fielded so far, which is good, and that's me saying that. And we scored double figures 2 out of 4 games we played.
Right.
But I do expect the pitching and the defense to be a strong point of this team.
So on that note, are you having a handful of guys that are stepping up that we'll see throughout the season? We'll see their names come up quite a few times.
Yeah, we've got some new guys, some old guys. They're still in the mix. Guys like Jake Walters, Bryn Martinez, Don Miles. They've been around here forever, it seems like, but that's a good thing. New guys in the lineup. Jack Clegg is a transfer from Mizzou. J.C. DeMurray had an excellent weekend. He's a transfer from SAU Carbondale. They both played pretty well. Pitching side, Hunter Haynes threw a complete game shutout or a complete game. Gave up 2 runs on a kind of a cheap home run. But, he's a new guy, new face. Mark Niebreg, Steady Eddie. He's been around here 5 years. Got the other win. New guy, Riley Martin. Freshman, made his first start, went 5 innings, did really well.
Awesome.
In our bullpen, we're still trying to figure that out. We pitched a lot of guys this weekend.
Right.
Give a lot of guys some mound time. I wish we went to 10-run Tiffin because we still needed to work 3 more guys in.
Right.
Just trying to get in, but it's just the nature of it. It's still early, and we'll get them out there and see what they got.
Now, I think you kind of talked about him a little bit there, but could you talk about how it is? Because you guys have a player that came from professional, right, coming to QU to play?
There's a little-known Division II rule where if a kid is drafted out of high school and signs with a professional team, if he does not either verbally or contractually sign with an agent, he can come back and play Division II baseball. It is rare because most of those kids get 5 or 6 years in the minor leagues before they get released. In Hunter's case, he had a few injuries, and the Royals parted ways with him. And Coach Stembridge, our pitching coach, his mom is best friends with Hunter's mom.
Okay.
So there's always kind of a connection.
A little bit of connection.
Yeah.
Right.
So Hunter's came back, and he's a very mature freshman, to say the least.
Very mature.
Yeah.
So is he? Do you have some hopes in him that he'll be able to bring some stuff to the team that maybe other people on the team won't be able to?
In terms of are you talking like leadership or
Yeah.
guidance? you know, he's been on his own for like 4 years.
Right.
You know, pitching wise, you know, and living wise, and I think just our guys seeing him go daily through his routine and work schedule, and he's a heck of a good kid.
Right.
You know, it just rubs off on the other players.
Good.
And he fits in well with our current leaders, our senior class. You know, our juniors have played a lot, like Brent Martinez. He's a very like-minded individual in regards to fitting in.
Gotcha. Is there anything that stands out to you right now for the 2017 team and season that maybe wasn't in 2016?
I mean, knock on wood, pitching depth.
Okay.
You know, we had a couple injuries last year. A couple guys had some bad years. You know, we got some young guys that are you know, getting their feet wet, so to say. And
right.
And you know, we've added to. We didn't lose that much on the mound. We lost Jake Peterson, Brandon Lee, 2 seniors last year, both all conference, both really good, had good careers here. But you know, we got some guys off injury, and we got some, you know, guys that are hoping to, you know, rebound off a bad year last year. And we've introduced some new faces to that mix, like Hunter and Riley and a couple other freshmen. And you know, it's just one of those things where it'll work itself out.
Good. You know, this might be a hard question for you. You might want to knock on wood again, but are there any faces that kind of stick out to you that would have the potential to be drafted, you know, after the season?
Yeah. You know, there was an ace scout there last weekend following around Don Miles and Brent Martinez. Unfortunately for Brent, he had a hamstring pull. He only could play 1 game, but you know, I tell our guys this: there's several ways to professional baseball. You just need 1 scout to like you.
Right.
So you know, I know Graham's gotten interest in the past. Jake Walters is another guy that's got interest in the past. The 2 guys I mentioned. You know, obviously some people are going to like what they see with Hunter Haynes, how he's rebounded. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but
definitely, you know, some promising figures.
Absolutely. You know, we've been fortunate enough to have some good players roll through here the last couple of years, and you know, I expect all 30 clubs will come take a look at our product this year.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. We'll look forward to hearing about some of those key players throughout the season.
Absolutely.
Coming up, more with head baseball coach Josh Rabe about the 2017 season and about recent improvements in the program. You're watching This Week on Q.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time on QU campus because we have QU TV. We have a television station where students can experience working as a director, an anchor, a reporter, photographer, doing weather, doing sports. We also have a newspaper where students can report, be photo editors, be executive editors. We've got a lot of opportunity there working on the student newspaper. We also provide students with the opportunity to do magazine articles with heavy research and giving them a little bit more time to expand on articles and do some in-depth investigative work. You know, moving forward, it's exciting because all of the skills they learn in every avenue will translate into what we have in the future, and web writing and mobile writing and all of our distribution platforms. We have an incredible opportunity to grow the department, to grow the program, and to grow students into excellent journalists.
Welcome back to This Week on Q with head baseball coach Josh Rabe. Coach, a congrats is in order. Over the weekend, you recorded your 200th win. So congratulations on that. How does that feel that you've won that many games so far?
You know, it's exciting, I guess, but you know, I've just been fortunate to coach a lot of good players. I don't hit, I don't field, I don't pitch. So, you know, it's just write a lineup card and try to win the game with the guys we write in there. But you know, we've been fortunate enough to have a lot of really good people, really good players the last couple of years to rack up some wins here.
So hopefully you'll get, you know, 200 more wins, right?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. You know, it's we got a lot of, you know, good young players. Hopefully they're not the class that kind of breaks the tradition we have going right now.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be those guys, do you?
No, not at all.
So the Hawks had 5 home runs this last weekend. You know, are you thinking this year that they'll be able to surpass those totals from last year?
No.
No?
You know, I just think it's a different team. Last year, I didn't foresee that coming. I thought we were probably a 50 or 60 home run club, not a 90. I didn't see Justin Bleckley hitting 13.
Right.
You know, having 4 guys in double figures. It's, you know, I hope we hope we're good when it counts, timely hitting.
Right.
Continue to drive the ball. I don't think you can, expect us to hit 90 home runs again. I think I think we finished second or third in the country in that category. I think we were second in home runs per game. So, that was definitely the best offensive club I've ever coached. And it'd be nice to coach that again, but who knows?
Right. So kind of to go along with that, so you've played and now you're coaching, both kind of have their own rewards. Which do you like best?
Well, I'd rather play,
Right.
but they don't pay you to be hurt and be a bad player. So
Right.
here I am. But no, it's
no. I guess we're thankful that happened, right?
Yeah, I guess. No, you both, like you said, both have their own rewards. Now it keeps me young. I'm 38. I'm married with 2 kids. And I get to hang out with college kids all day.
Right.
It's good. It's good. It's exciting. It's fun. Challenging at the same time because you're running 18 to 22-year-olds. It's not if, it's when and how bad. All right. But that being said, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. So with QU Stadium undergoing the facelift that it has over the last few years, how has this helped the baseball team overall? Maybe you could walk us through some of the changes and how as a team that has helped you guys.
Twofold. One, most importantly, recruiting.
Right.
You can't win the Kentucky Derby on a mule.
Right.
All right. So when you roll in a kid that you think can help the program out, they want to play in someplace nice.
Right.
So they roll in. Obviously, we have a stadium. We have a brand new football stadium. Hopefully, one of these days we get a paved parking lot with a football building out there.
Right.
Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but hey, one can hope. All right. But you walk them in, they see our nice facilities, they see the turf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, baseball players are used to taking care of their own fields. Well,
right.
Turf, you got to rake some pellets around. That's about it.
That's it.
So so they roll in. Pitchers have their own area. Hitters have their own batting cages. Got an office at the field now that has all of our video. We
That's
run
awesome.
out of it. It's been impactful on recruiting. Of course, at the North Campus facility, we have a renovated indoor facility, a brand new locker room 2 years ago. So it's a big deal. Kids walk in, you're trying to influence a 17 to, sometimes you bring in a transfer 17, 20-year-old kid, and you're like, hey, look, here's what we have.
Right.
It's impressive. And then development, weather's not an issue anymore. Also, we have, cages, the whole football field when the football team isn't practicing. It's just excellent to have at our disposal.
Right. Yeah, and it's created a really nice environment for the games, and those will be coming around here before too long.
Yeah, next week.
So awesome.
Week.
So
yeah.
Next week you'll be at home. So with the recent financial situation within the university, and potentially that coming to athletics, do you see that being any problem with the baseball program?
I don't think so. It's one of those things, just tell us what we have, tell us what we don't have, and let's go get it done.
Right.
If there's going to be some budget cuts, if there's going to be any type of reductions or anything like that,
right.
just tell us, and we'll figure it out.
And you'll go from there.
And it's one of those deals. I'm not much on the blame game. I'm kind of a solution person.
Right.
All right. This is what it is. Okay. I don't want to go back to not being really good. So we're going to figure it out.
Right.
So
You're going to find a way and move forward.
That's my take on it.
Right. Perfect. Well, thank you for coming in. I know we really appreciate it down here. It was great talking to you. Good luck on the rest of the season, and we hope to have you back down here again.
Thanks a lot, Derek. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. So we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Join me, Coach Marty Bell, head basketball coach of the Quincy University Hawks, live from Chicks on the River every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. or on ESPN 1440 for the Coach Marty Bell Show. Hear from our coaches and players as Ben and I recap the previous games and preview our upcoming opponents. Grab your friends and family and come out to Chicks on the River for a great meal and meet the Hawks. QU men's basketball, Chicks on the River, and ESPN 1440, a winning combination. And as always, it truly is.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
Welcome back to This Week on Q. Also keep in mind that reporter Braden Newson has written an article on qmedia.net for more on the baseball. The future of Quincy University's communication program is looking bright. Last week, the university announced a gift from Quincy Media Incorporated, the parent company of WGEM Television and the Herald Whig, for $450,000. The money will be used to upgrade the production facilities at North Campus. The new facility will include a new set, state-of-the-art production equipment from Ross Video, and new editing hardware and software. The equipment and set is expected to be ready for launch next fall. On behalf of the communication students, I'd like to say thank you to Quincy Media and its president and CEO, Ralph Oakley. Next week, we talk to Ray Heilman about the upcoming mission trips and the latest from campus ministry. Like us on Facebook to see the latest from QTV and tune in to Channel 97 on campus for the latest on Q. I'm Darek Lambert, and we'll see you next week, Hawks.